And welcome back to Pokemon Team Creation Series here on Clockwork Calendar. New style of intro that I did off the top of my head. So this one comes to us from Mission Paul Marshall, who asked the question, what is Gray Fullbusters Pokemon Team? Gray Fullbuster is one of the main characters from the Fairy Tail Guild and Fairy Tail, the anime / manga. His abilities revolve around ice manipulation, ice creation. But he has two different forms of magic. He has Ice Make, which basically allows him to create objects from ice. And then he has basically just straight ice abilities, ice magical abilities, like firing ice beams, all that stuff. And he has a couple specialty abilities as well. So, out of the gate, I realized very quickly this guy is not having a balanced team. Because his personality is so kind of textbook. It's like, oh, he's goofy, but he can get serious. He tries hard and does his best. Like, none of those are none of those are traits you can really interpret as a Pokemon. One of the unique traits he has, though, is he unconsciously has a tendency of taking his clothes off. This isn't due to the training he had to endure to learn Ice Make magic, as to basically strengthen your resistance to cold by just shedding layers. So he unconsciously does that, but there's no Pokemon that's unconsciously or even consciously getting naked, because all Pokemon are naked, save for like a fair few like Swak and Throw. And that's just because they have kimonos for some reason, or gis for some reason. There are very few Pokemon that even have any article clothing to begin with. So I knew instantly, like, okay, this is not going to be a very balanced team. Because that's something I'm addressing now on the series after I make the team. How balanced is the team? So right out of the way, this is not a balanced team. I also knew that knowing this character, I could throw literally any ice type I wanted on the team because he just has ice abilities. But I wanted to at least try to match something to his character. So I went with the idea of looking at every technique he has, and he has a lot of them, and kind of working some modern that way onto the team. So first off, he has, one of the things that is known about him is that he is a skilled hand-to-hand fighter. And when you factor that into an ice type user, you're like, well, great, let's do an ice fighting type. Well, the problem is the only ice fighting type is Crabominable. A unique type that I would have liked to see more, maybe we'll get one in Scarlet and Violet, that we only have attached to Crabominable. That is not a very attractive looking Pokemon to begin with. It's based off a Yeti crab, which is all cool. I like the concept behind it. But I agree with most people, that's not a good looking Pokemon. It's also a Pokemon that there's no point on even like trying to get it, because you can't get it till like near the end of the game anyway. So it's like, why did you design it this way? This doesn't make it worth it. But yeah, so for your enhanced fighting capabilities on Gray's side, I went with Crabominable because it's the only ice fighting type we have. I'll make that a little bit bigger. Boop. Crab. Then I knew I wanted Samon to represent his ice creation capabilities. Now, on that front, there aren't a lot of Pokemon that you could do that with. However, there are a couple. One such Pokemon I wanted to go with is basically just a living snowflake. And that is Cryo... I believe it's... I've actually never had to say... I haven't had to say this Pokemon's name very often. Cryonagle? Anyway, this is like one of the few mon whose name I actually don't know the pronunciation for. Cryogonal? I think it's Cryogonal. Again, yeah, it's just a living sentient snowflake. So there you go. Right off the bat, an ice construct. I also know that if you're talking about man-made ice, there is one legitimate man-made ice Pokemon, because it's a man-made Pokemon, as all the Regis are, and that's Regice. The Regis are stated to be golems made of, inanimate objects. They were man-made, and, well, at least in lore, they're allegedly man-made. And in the anime, we know there's actually multiples of them. Though you can make the argument Regigigas also made them, but whatever. Still, they are artificially made Pokemon made from a substance. In Regice's case, ice. This also lends itself to one of Gray's other abilities known as Ice Shell, which is basically enveloping yourself in a near indestructible thing of ice that can almost not... near indestructible, nigh impossible to melt, and it basically keeps you, like, alive, like a stasis. So, and Regice is stated to never be able to melt. That's how cold Regice actually is. So there was that as well. There was another Mon, though, that I put on the team, and did I? Oh, wow. I was wondering why it looked like there was an extra one on here. I forgot to get rid of one. Okay, there we go. There's another Mon I put on the team, though, to represent ice and... not moving him. Was trying to move the other one. That represents ice and creation, and that's... he's able to create ice weapons, particularly ice... one of them is an ice hammer. Now, there is no ice hammer ability, but there's a wood hammer ability. And I figured, okay, let's throw that onto a Pokemon. And Woodhammer is a move that I think Obama Snow and the Snoverline one among the first ones to learn that move. It's a move that it can know, that's for certain. I know that. And it's basically an abominable snowman tree. So, you put the two and two together. Even though it is a grass type move, it's attached to an ice type Mon. So there's that. Last but not least, we have our last two. Now, this one is an encompassment of basically all of Gray's ability to make ice constructs, particularly ice weapons. Be it blades, stabs, shields, hammers, you name it, he can make it. I went with a Alolan Sand Slash. Now, the reason I went with a Alolan Sand Slash is due to the fact that it's an Ice Steel type. Ice Steel types, obviously, or Steel type, is indicative of weapons, metals, obviously. So it made sense that if you wanted a Pokemon that could encompass the aspect of ice make, and particularly making weapons, and he can make other things too, like stairs and clones and stuff like that, but particularly weapons, then Sand Slash made the most sense. It's an Ice Steel type. I do love it. It's not great because it's ×4 weak to both fire and fighting. But it's still a Mon that I really enjoy the design of. The design looks great. I like it, but it is what it is. And then last but not least, there was Ice. I also chose Abomasnow, Cryogno, by the way, because they can also learn moves like Blizzard and Aura Sphere, which due to his Devil Ice magic, Devil Slayer magic, his ice magic, he's able to do things like that as well. But there was one move I saw that's basically like that I knew an attack existed for it, and I knew I had to get whatever the Mon was that knew the attack. And that is, he has an Ice Lance ability, and a souped up version. And there is a move called Glacial Lance. Now, as I did not play the DLC, I was unaware that it was only known by one Pokemon. And I've been Calyrex Ice Rider mode. And, to be fair, I mean, I guess there is no to be fair. Honestly, I just never... If I'm going to play a game, I don't want to have to go and buy more aspects just to play the same game. Yes, technically you're playing new parts of the game, but shouldn't those parts already be added? It's a money marketing scheme, or it's a money scheme. And it works, and people enjoy it, to be fair. The DLCs, from what I heard, were pretty solid. But they just didn't... I didn't care. I didn't want to get that, spend an extra some odd dollars just to get something that should have already been attached to the game. Because that was one of the big flaws of Gen 8, is that there was very little post-game. There was a post-game story, sure, but there wasn't much to do, whereas the DLCs were, in essence, your post-game. So, yeah, not a big fan of them. That's why I'm not a big fan of what they represent in terms of a marketing scheme. But, hey, it worked. Anyway, though, that's why I didn't know Glacial Lance was a move only known by Ice Rider Calyrex. And, I mean, look, fair is fair. Like I said, fair is fair. I wish there was another Pokemon on here because I already got a Legend. It's already an unbalanced team as it is. Fortunately, there's at least 4 other times. So let's be very clear. This team is shit against, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Rock is also strong against Ice. Shit against Rock, Rock, Fire, and Fighting. Particularly Sand Slash and Abomasnow are ×4 weak to Fire. Calyrex, though, is only ×2 weak. There is no weakness that covers Psychic and Ice, that it covers both Psychic and Ice. Cryogonal's just a dual type, which is good. So is Regice. And then Crabominable, I don't think is... Yeah, Crabominable actually mitigates a little bit of the rock weakness thanks to the fighting type, but still this is a glass cannon team. If this team is getting hit, it's getting hit and going down fast. So, yeah, but if this team hits, you might be the one going down fast. Still, though, this is the team I have chosen for Gray Fullbuster from Fairytale. Let me know if you would do anything different with this team, and if you would do something different with this team, what is it? Let me know in the comments below. But until then, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Hit that bell if you want to be notified, and I'll see you folks later.